What's going on, traders? Welcome to my stream. Today's the weekend. Actually, I'm trying to get this video out so I can do one of my other things. The S&P 500, we jumped on Monday, kind of a little higher on Tuesday, kind of a little higher on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday we kind of dumped. So we're gonna go through each day, like the stocks that I ended up trading that day. Uh, Starting off with Monday. Monday was a bounce day for the SPY, so it was a green day. So therefore, we had MYSZ broke pre-market highs, 230 to $3. So there was definitely range on this one, and then MLGO pretty much broke 20 over here. I long it as we make an all-time 52-week high. Then we hit 25. Those opportunity did work. While the SPY had a nice bounce. The next day was on Tuesday. I was actually pretty tired today. Most of my tickers were not really good. I was actually trying to trade BF and RSLS. So BF, I was trying to buy it as it broke pre-market highs. We dipped, and then I was chasing it into the 140s, and then we dumped. That was a stupid trade. RSLS, I was buying it around here, and then I didn't really relong it in the middle of the day of 138, because it hit like $3. So I'm actually trading during a burnout week. So I haven't really. I mean, I traded well. I mean, for the past like 3 weeks, the S&P 500 we came down for 3 weeks. So it was a little bit exhausting for me to capitalize on all these plays. And then, the S&P 500 has been, we kind of dumped like 5% here, 5% here, and then 5% here. That is pretty huge for the SPY to do something like that. We're gonna look at RSLS. So I didn't really know that's gonna happen. I pretty much just looked at the SPY and I was like, okay, it's kind of bouncing, so another flat day. So we had a couple of movers here, BF and RSLS. BF kind of broke pre-market. We came back and I was chasing it into 140s, which I shouldn't have. And RSLS, I was buying it over here and I failed to rebuy it in the middle of the day. Not usually we have midday runners like this, but RSLS went and then BF went right after it. RSLS went at like 12:30 and BF went right after it at around 1 o'clock. Look at that, BF right behind it. There was definitely a midday sympathy momentum. The stocks that I did trade were pretty much MLGO. I was buying it for the bounce. It ended up going much lower. It eventually bounced into VWAP. That's where I wanted to short it. I shorted it. I held overnight most of my shares. And then we hit 16, and I actually covered most of the 18. I actually hit 16 before bouncing over 20. That was the huge trade that I pretty much went short in MLGO. ICCT was a day too short. Um, Day too short over here. I mean, I knew the resistance was going to be around number 5. Went from 30 cents to 5, and we actually double top multiple times. Once we hit 5, I started short 430, went to $2. I actually covered too soon, around $3. Could have went all the way to $2. I bought it at $2. We bounced up to 260, 280. It's nice, but I pretty much it was a little bit uncomfortable holding ICCT short at 450. At one point we hit 540, but only for a little bit, and then we eventually rolled over. So it was this day was a very exhausting day for me to have two losses here and then seeing them work out. And then I pretty much went short ICCT and pretty much MLGO and QSG. QSG was a different type of animal. QSG, I was thinking is gonna not break 620. I thought it's gonna reject 620, but they speed it up and they squeezed the short they squeezed the shorts over 620, and then they tanked it. I thought we're gonna reject, so I got in short around 6. We dipped to 550, and I actually stubbornly held it long overnight, which I shouldn't have. I respected my stop and moved on. The next day, I pretty much had a huge day because I was actually using the the thing about what is it, the squirrels and the nuts. So in the morning I was up pretty big on ICCT and MLGO. I was up like 25K on these movers, and then I started using I was like I gotta walk out with 12K, so I started going short a bunch of tickers, IBG, SPWH, and CNTM. So most of these tickers, I think they were short. I had two shorts and one long. The one that I did go long was this is IBG. I shorted the pre-market highs. And then SPWH, I saw it break pre-market highs and hold. So I was kind of long in all the way up here and then taking it out all the way out here. CNTM, another one that didn't break pre-market's highs. You can see most of these charts are very crappy. Like this is a crappy chart over here, and this is a very crappy chart. Look at the 1 minute candles. They're very indecisive. What happens, I discovered, when you have these undecisive 1 minute candles, it usually sells off. But not all the time, because here you had non-decisive candles, and then this scenario we actually held pre-market high. So when you have these little 1 minute charts like this, it's usually a slower mover, and most of the time it sells off, as you can see. So here, SPWH hit 220 and then sold off. So that's kind of like what I've discovered so far. I ended up, hold on. So my profits of today, looking at the SPY, but my best day was right here at around Wednesday. Wednesday was the SPY was green, and let's see, ICCT short. I bought it. MLGO long short, pretty good. And then IBG, SPWH. I was kind of trying to short them as they were not breaking pre-market highs. And then I was buying SPWH because we held pre-market highs, and I shorted QNTM. You can see these very thickly traded stocks. And then SBWF, another one that just sold off tremendously. As you can see, like most of these stocks that have really low range over here on the daily, they end up selling off pretty hard. The only ticker that did not sell off was actually what is the ticker called? Uh, this ticker, ICCT. ICCT was the ticker that just ballooned everybody, and we have these 1 minute candles. This is a 5 minute, but this has a lot more range on the daily to hit 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's like the sky is the limit. So 400 million, 300 million, like 200 million, and it doesn't hold gains. 100 million, 100 million. So, and then we can see so that here we had 60 million. So, and then here we had 15 million. So the first green day, so the stocks that I've noticed here, the first green day is 400 million. You can see how a lot of traders are long on this one. There were not that many tickers. Not that this is 200 million. This is 100 million. This is 150 million. So a lot of these tickers, you see the one that moved really big, we had 400 million the first green day. So 400 million was a lot. So the two losses were TCRT and SBFM and QSRG. Take a look at that. QSRG shorting from 6, covering 650. We finally dropped, and I was not Not, I wanted to take it off. Um, and then SBFM, we ended up going to 220 that day, and we actually had, I should have held these short. You can see that during this day here on Wednesday, we have, during this market crash, a lot of stocks failed to break free market highs, and they end up crashing. The only ticker that didn't end up crashing was SPWH, broke free market highs and we crashed. So most of them did reject free market highs. A lot of them did. Moving on to Thursday. Thursday I had one big loss, NIVF. I was euphoric a bit. Made a nice profit on ATPC. The pre-market high breakout hits 3 times, and then the third time it goes. 20 cents on that. ICCT, I wanted to short the fives, and good thing I covered. I didn't really have that much bandwidth because I'm preparing myself for a cruise. But we pretty much, oh, I was thinking it's going to reject 5 because it was a round number, and we actually pushed over 5 and 550 before coming crashing down. SCT was the biggest mover. The one that I did lose money was NIVF. It's extremely choppy over here, and I just didn't manage to hit my. I didn't. I actually I saw NIVF on Thursday. This is Thursday, so this is Thursday right here. So when NIVF was hitting this pre-market highs on Thursday, the SPY was dumping 5%, and I knew this was a distress play. Like you should not do anything when the SPY is dumping 5%. You should not do anything when the SPY is dumping 5% on the day because it hits pre-market highs and then it pretty much just flushes straight back down really quick. This is just unreal how fast we flushed from 140 to $1. Just based on the SPY, just dumping 5%. 5% is huge. On Thursday, it was over here. I ended up taking a big loss on NIVF. I was extremely optimistic. Then you had I then you had ICCT. I didn't have any emotional bandwidth over here to trade this. I could have shorted some six-ish. Could have bought the fives. This is the only two movers that we had. NIVF failed to break intraday high. ICCT squeezed shorts and dumped. And ATVC, I just didn't touch it. So pretty much, and then now we have Friday. Friday was really interesting. Friday we had another 5% dump on the SPY, and actually the SPY is making new lows now. We're under five. We're almost at 500, I think, on the SPY. Uh, let's see. So IBO, we pushed into the pre-market highs. So moral of the story is when the SPY dumps, stock have a tendency to sell off. They don't break pre-market highs, and even when they do, they just tank. Majority of them. This is Friday. This is another stock Friday. Friday was a continuation of ICCT. Broke 620. I could have bought that and made like $1 a share because I see every time you bought it, as it breaks yesterday's high or daily breakout has been successful. I could have bought that at 630. It hit 760. I saw that. Next ticker was AREB. This was a daily breakout of around right here, 853. 853 was the daily breakout. I'm going to show it to you over here. Uh, so the daily breakout was 853. I didn't really see this one. I'm actually still burned out from trading this S&P 500 flush week. It's been pretty stressing for me. There's these 3 weeks that I've been trying to trade small cap stocks has been pretty stressful. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 3 weeks of down, 1 week of sideways, another week of sideways, and then so we're on the and then the fall off a cliff kind of deal. Right now we're at 1 week, one dump week, 2 dump weeks, 3 dump weeks, uh 2 of sideways, and 1 free fall. So right now we're on the 6th week of either sideways of selling off of the SPY. Not that I haven't had success, nor I have been green, but the majority of these tickers are just not breaking pre-market highs. And you saw that multiple times. I mean, AREBs was pretty sexy here, but majority of them were just not breaking pre-market highs. Like there were only a few tickers, and these were heavily rotated, and they did go, like AREB and ICCT and MLGO. Tickers did perform well, but the majority of them did not. The majority of them sold off. It's like IBO, we hit pre-market highs and sell off. NIVF on Thursday, we hit over here at 140 and we sell off. So keep that in mind that and ATPC sold off. So a lot of tickers during the market plunge, SBFM was on I think it was on the second. I don't remember. I think it was Wednesday. SBFM was Wednesday. Like a lot of these tickers failed to break pre-market highs, and they pretty much just tanked. That's the common theme of this thing. And there was a couple of trades in which I failed to take my stop losses, especially on Thursday. You see, so this huge loss here on NIVF. This is NIVF. It's just I got caught in all that, and that's a wrap for this week. I haven't really counted all the profits, all the losses. But overall, I'm pretty beat. It's been 7 weeks of either market selling off or market sideways. So it's been quite challenging. That's why I'm going on a vacation till April 28th. I will be back online. And that, hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you all later.